Hey, what's up everyone? Psych Life here. Today I wanted to do a short video on sleep and why it's important. Sleep is a natural biological necessity as much as drinking, eating, and breathing. Sleeping is associated with physical as well as mental health. Without sleep, there are a variety of physical issues that can arise, or lack of sleep. For one, sleep is a process that allows for the repairing and healing of the heart and blood vessels. Lack of sleep or improper sleep deficiency, let's say, can lead and is correlated with heart disease, kidney failures and kidney disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even stroke. When it comes to mental health, sleep also has a direct correlation with your mental health. For one, sleep allows for the availability for someone to be able to focus. Sleep has also been associated with increased blood flow. Increased blood flow allows for the brain to function more properly. I would also like to add that sleeping is a necessity, but sleeping properly is very important. What do I mean by that? Engaging through the full REM cycle. There are 4 stages in the sleep cycle. Stage 1 takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It is the in between consciousness and unconsciousness while falling asleep. Stage 2 is also a non-REM sleep. This process is when people begin to start having little bits of dreams. Sleep 3, you're already in a more intense stage of your sleep cycle. This process varies throughout the night. We spend probably about 15% of our sleep during this cycle. And stage 4 is the REM sleep cycle, the rapid eye movement cycle. Most of the dreaming takes place during this time. And if you get woken up during the stage 4 during the stage 4 of the sleep cycle, you tend to have more dreams. You tend to remember bits and pieces of that dream. I would also like to add that rest is just as important as sleep. Without proper sleep, you will not be able to function properly. Your body will not be able to function properly. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to read a couple research articles or provide certain details. Research from the University of Colorado has pinpointed a potential biological mechanism explaining the reverse of the medal, how lack of sleep affects circulation, providing buildup of fatty deposits in the arteries, which can increase a person's risk of experiencing a stroke or heart attack. We talked about this earlier, that sleep or lack of sleep or improper sleep can lead to physical health conditions. And right here, this research by Colorado Boulder, it pinpointed that lack of sleep can have a buildup of fatty acids in your tissue and in your blood vessels, causing for the possibility of a stroke. Now, this is very important information because there are many ways to counter lack of sleep. Melatonin is a chemical that is directly correlated with the sleep cycle. I would also like to add that melatonin is an over-the-counter drug, meaning anybody has access to it. We already have natural melatonin neurotransmitters in our brain. And as the day goes on, melatonin tends to build up, especially at nighttime. Our circadian rhythm, which is the balance in our mind, that it's a 24-hour cycle in our mind. To have a proper sleep cycle, it is important to engage yourself in a daily habit of falling asleep at a certain time. This way, your circadian rhythm can keep its balance, and your body will know more or less and will have a schedule as to when the sleep cycle is. A lack of a sleep cycle can also be detrimental to your body and will definitely affect your mental health. I would also like to read one more research article or a research fact, if you don't mind, on sleep. Another more recent study by Ioanni and colleagues, also in diabetes care, pointed to sleep timing, which is what we just talked about, guys, as an influence on metabolic and cardiovascular risk. In particular, the study suggested that irregular bedtime routines and varying sleep times from night to night both increase metabolic risk. Meaning that without a proper sleep cycle, if you don't develop a proper sleep cycle, or if I don't develop a proper sleep cycle, then it will definitely affect the way we process food within our digestive system. This is extremely important. This is why lack of sleep has been associated with weight gain. That's because our metabolism doesn't work as efficiently. I would also like to just point out that, and go back to what we were talking about with the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is in our mind, and it is a 24-hour, let's say, clock in our mind. And if I were to put you in a room separate put you in a, let's say, a perfect example is confinement within the prison, your 24-hour circadian rhythm will begin to get out of whack over time. This will cause an imbalance within your mind and within your physical system. This imbalance can lead to a variety of health issues. It is important to note that all these factors that we've talked about throughout this video, they're constantly working together. There are many variables at play, not just one. So that is something to take into consideration. I hope after watching this video that you guys understand how important developing a proper sleep cycle is, and some of the physical as well as mental issues that can arise due to lack of sleep or sleep deficiency. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you do, take care.